All right, it's gonna be part 2. Acts. Oh, it's getting hot in here. Okay, Acts 10. Okay. Again, it's not your mama's Bible study. I'm never here to tell you what it is or what it ain't. I'm simply sharing what it looks like to me. And again, it says the spread of the church to the Gentiles. Excuse me. Chapter 10. Cornelius, the visions. Now there was in Caesarea, a man named Cornelius, a centurion of the cohort called Italian. He was a devout and God-fearing, as was all his household, giving much alms to the people and praying to God continually. About the 9th hour of the day, he saw distinctly in a vision an angel of God come in to him and say to him, Cornelius. And he, gazing at him in terror, said, What is it, Lord? And he said to him, Thy prayers and thy alms have gone up and been remembered in the sight of God. And now send men to Joppa to fetch one Simon, surnamed Peter. So I'm guessing this is Simon and his last name is Peter. He is lodging with Simon, a tanner, who has a house by the seaside. When the angel who was speaking to him had departed, he called 2 of his servants and a God-fearing soldier, which also could be an angel in my eyes, okay, from among his personal attendants, and after telling them the whole story, sent them to Joppa. Now the next day, while they were still on their journey and were just drawing near to the city, Peter... Hold on. Okay, just make sure it's still recording. Let's see. Departed called the 2 servants among, personal attendants, telling the whole story. Now the next day, while they were still on the journey, were just drawing near to the city, Peter went up to the roof to pray. Now again, this roof can be somebody that actually went up to a roof, but it could also be somebody going up into, again, a state of meditation, possibly. You know what I'm saying? About the 6th hour. But he got very hungry and wanted something to eat. But while they were getting it ready, he fell into an ecstasy. Okay? And he saw heaven standing open and a certain vessel coming down like a great sheet. Let down by the 4 corners from heaven to earth. Okay, so again, this is making me think again of this image right here. Oh my goodness. Okay, really? All right, it's making me think about this energy here, because again, this man energy right here makes me think about, again, tech. So kind of like breaking out of the matrix or seeing something, you know, from another level or dimension, you know. And then also we see, and you see there's interference in the wreath right there where this man's head is. And then also the fowl of the air, okay, or that energy or animalistic, you know, kind of energy here of when it comes to, again, somebody that has the, remember in ancient Egypt, they'll have like the head of an alligator or something. It really was talking about like wisdom or some kind of traits or something that these people carried, you know, in order to, you know, some kind of gifts or something like that, possibly. And then again, we have the 2 beasts of the field, the Leo and the Taurus down here. Okay. I don't know if this man could be, again, could it be Aquarius? I don't know. Energy that I'm seeing here. Let's see. I mean, again, into ecstasy. I mean, I don't know. She looks like she's looking at somebody. You know, she looks like she's looking more at the male energy here. And the scarf is even coming to, you know, the purple scarf, which I look at as purple kind of rain. And again, the wreath kind of looks like scales. So again, it makes me think that this person is covered by some type of energy here. I'm not sure. All right. Standing open in a certain vessel coming down like a great sheet. Yeah, I don't know. This is making me think of this card, okay? Let down by 4 corners from heaven to the earth. You know, could this be some kind of possibly proper covering, or again, improper, or just a covering in general? and in it were all the four-footed beasts and creeping things of the earth. Okay. And in it were the 4 foot. This is making me think that this is all this kind of energy here that have to do with this individual, this entity. The four corners, the four white things, you know, fluffy cloud things here. And the birds of the air. Yeah. The things of the earth and the birds of the air. Yeah. Right? Because again, even making me think about tech birds or fake birds. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I seen something about pigeons or something. It's like these computerized pigeons or something. It was tripping me out one day. Right? So, kind of remind me of a pigeon head. Kind of like a chicken head. Kind of like that kind of energy here. Wow. And the birds of the air. Yeah. So again, birds of a feather flock together. So again, this makes me think about, again, feminine energies that may have some kind of feelings towards somebody, or again, maybe because a masculine kept somebody in the dark, or again, covered or something like that, you know, they didn't think. But then again, the same energy could be an energy that comes and prepares a table in front of the enemies, which it might be those birds that are maybe more like crows or something that are, it's a lot of that energy I feel in the atmosphere right now. Squawking and squawking. Even squaw. You see what I'm saying? Squaw. Making me think about like a squaw woman. Like, I think it was a special relationship or connection when it comes to squaws. I think it was more than just that name being used for that. Right? It's almost even make you think about squad, right? Squabble. You know, like a hen house energy is what I'm getting here. Again, even a high priestess energy, since we are talking high priestesses in this chapter. Okay. Yeah. Arise, Peter. It says kill and eat. Okay. Kill and consume. Okay. So I don't know exactly what that means right there, but it's making me think about, like, again, like cutting something off or something. But Peter said, far be it from me, Lord, for never did I eat any common or unclean thing. You know, again, consuming it, taking it. Commoners, peasants, and servants, possibly. Or even unclean things, something from the Sheol, or something that's supposedly dead by law, possibly. You know what I'm saying? It could be, yeah, an identity, you know, also, like somebody coming from, you know, on high into the underworld, possibly. I don't know. Now, this happened 3 times and straight, because this could be, again, somebody trying to hide out or something. I mean, that's the kind of energy I'm getting. Now, this happened 3 times, and straightway the vessel was taken up into heaven. Okay, so again, this might be talking about a body. You know, this could be talking about some kind of invasion, you know, energy or something. I don't know. It could be also talking about, well, it's in the vessel, right? So it's almost like something or someone was lifted, possibly airlifted, because we're talking about somebody being lowered down into a place with a basket. Okay, so maybe this could be talking about somebody taken and being, you know, let's just go ahead and say it, abducted to a certain extent. Okay, all right. So again, now while Peter was still wondering as to what the vision he had might mean, behold, the men sent by Cornelius stood at the door, inquiring for Simon's house. And they called out to ask whether Simon, surnamed Peter, was staying there. But while Peter was pondering over the vision, the Spirit said to him, behold, 3 men are looking for thee. Arise, therefore, and get down and depart with them without any hesitation. So again, this is making me think about somebody that was in the place to take people to somewhere, maybe some kind of capture, you know, like some kind of place or something. You know what I'm saying? So this is, you know, kind of concerning a little bit to me, you know. Yeah, it could be a good place, but it could be probably not. So I don't know. Okay. All right. Okay, for I have sent them. So Peter went down to the men and said, behold, I am the man you are asking for. What is the reason for your coming? And they said, Cornelius, a centurion, a just and God-fearing man, to whom the whole nation of Jews bears witness, has been directed by a holy angel to fetch thee to his house and to hear words from thee. So again, this is making me think about somebody with some kind of meeting or something, possibly, right? So he invited them in and entertained them. And the next day he arose and started off with them. And a certain of the brethren from Joppa accompanied him. The following day he reached Caesarea. Now Cornelius was waiting for him, having invited his relatives and his intimate friends. I don't know. This may be some kind of something that happened. Some kind of union or marriage or something like this, possibly. Okay. Met him, and falling at his feet, made absence to him. Wait, obeisance. Okay, maybe that's what it's saying. To him. But Peter raised him up, saying, "Get up, I myself also." So this is kind of like the same thing. Get up, don't do that, I'm also. We were reading this in another chapter the other day. It says, am a man, okay? And he talked with him. He went in the... Hold on, let me make sure it's still recording, okay? He went in and found many assembled. And he said to them, "You know it is not permissible for a Jew to associate with a foreigner or to visit him." Okay, so again, this is kind of strange here. Okay, again, because again, even when we're talking about the Afghan energy here, you know what I'm saying? Again, is this talking about also foreigners that may be behind enemy lines? And that's maybe why they're calling them foreigners, because again, the place has been given over or something, taken over, overtaken or something like that, right? Yeah, foreigners, or like just like you know, officials or of some kind, possibly, or to visit them. But God has shown me that I should not call any man common or unclean. So like some kind of equality here is what this person is trying to state. Therefore I came without hesitation when I was sent for. I asked therefore why you have sent for me. And Cornelius said, 3 days ago at this very hour I was praying in my house at the 9th hour, and behold, a man stood before me in shining garments, and said, Cornelius, thy prayer has been heard, and thy alms have been remembered in the sight of God. Send therefore to Joppa and call Simon, surnamed Peter. So again, they're being very specific about which Simon we're talking about. He is lodging in the house of Simon, a tanner, by the sea. Immediately, therefore, I sent to thee, and thou hast very kindly come. Now, therefore, we are all present in thy sight to hear whatever has been commanded thee by the Lord. Okay? But Peter began and said, now I really understand that God is not a receptor of persons. Oh, okay. So again, I don't know, respecter. Okay, so this is making me think possibly like respect. I don't know, maybe seller or trader. I don't know. I don't feel like looking it up right now either. So we're just gonna have to go with it. All right. Of persons. But in every nation, he who fears him and does what is right is acceptable to him. Okay, because what did they say? Is it better to be feared or loved? And somebody said fear. And I had to respect that for a minute. I had to respect that for a minute. I really did. Because I think it comes a time and sometimes in people's lives when you're just done. And it's just like that. Okay? You don't gotta like it. Just give me that part. You know what I'm saying? And really, I ain't gonna even be worried if you don't. So, again, he sent his word to the children of Israel, preaching peace throughout Jesus Christ, or Yeshua Christ, who is Lord of all. You know what took place throughout Judea, for he began in Galilee after the baptism preached by John. How God anointed Yeshua of Nazareth. So this might be a different Yeshua, right? Because we're making very, prominent that now we're using Nazareth. So again, it's like, which one is Jesus? Is it Jesus Christ or is it the Jesus of Nazareth? Like, which one did it happen? Because again, Jesus Christ, if Jesus Christ is the actual official, then what we talking about here when it says, you know what I'm saying, how God anointed Jesus, the Jesus of Nazareth. So again, God anointed the Jesus of Nazareth, not You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like it's breaking it down in two things here. Because is this Jesus over here the Jesus of Christ? Do you see what I'm saying? Okay? But this is definitely making me think it's kind of making a depiction between Jesus maybe of Galilee and Jesus of Nazareth, or again, one Yeshua versus the other. The real one, and then the McCoy, or you know what I'm saying, the idol, the build-a-being. Okay? This could possibly be that. And then assuming the fact that sources tell me somebody's messing with my identity, period. Somebody done already used something, they did something with signatures. And I'm not saying I know who exactly this is, but again, I see this. I see a woman's hand actually too. So again, it's just making me think. All right, this could be something that happened past, present, another lifetime. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is about, past, present, future. Okay, it could be something that happened in the future. All right, that in me with this message today may be able to help somebody discern something, possibly. Who knows? Okay. All right. And with power, okay, with the Holy Spirit, okay, and with power, and he went about doing good and healing all who were in the power of the devil. Okay, so this made me think again that somebody was baptized. Okay, remember when John the Baptist, possibly, was it just a John that was baptizing people, right? You know, I don't know why I'm thinking John Brown somewhere around here too, but again, that was one of the entities. I've done a lot of stuff on John Brown earlier, okay, but which I think is like a real portion, or was a Yeshua figure possibly. You know what I'm saying? I don't like, because people get mad, but I'm just saying. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Took place in Judea, for he began in Galilee and okay, so yeah, and then remember they came and said somebody else is baptizing people over here, right? And then I think it was like a thing like this person baptized by the water or something. It was something of that to make some kind of depiction between the two. Okay. But still, you know, like I guess you really have to break it down to see if somebody was in the wrong for the baptism that they were doing. You know what I'm saying? Was it really real? Because we know, you know, just like back in the day with the traveling circus, or with, you know, one of the people that used to travel around in one of those wagons with like the pharmaceutical stuff and things like that, all kind of tinctures and things like that. I don't know, that's just what that kind of makes me think of, saying that these things are going to heal you when it's probably just water or something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm pretty sure not all of them were doing that, but you know what you get the drift. Okay. Yeah, so again, that makes me think about, again, a right and a wrong way to love somebody or to do something, right? Where again, it's going to be like a taking energy when it comes to the Satan energy, because again, they're looking around to see who they can devour. And when it comes to the Yeshua energy, even though people might say it's foolish, you know what I'm saying, maybe these people don't have to wait for, if they don't have faith, right? But I mean, it's at least doing things the right way, and not like, you know, going against your brother or your sister, like, and that's where people went wrong in the first place. It's enough to not like somebody, but to try to take something, then again. And this is why, again, oracle seers and things like this should more likely stick together, like in some kind of code of like sisterhood, or, you know, brotherhood or whatever, because again, you just never know a situation. And I think that jealousy and envy and strife gets in the way of some of these individuals, and they can be relaying a false message in order to cause some kind of delay or something. I mean, I just see it because I can sense people's energies in their voice, things like this. What they're saying doesn't match up with what you're trying to say, what you're feeling. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that kind of energy there. All right. So let's keep going. And this is almost done here. Let's see. But I really wanted to get something as to what we were talking about, because this is Peter's discourse. So again, some trick, or see, I told y'all it's something. I didn't even read that at first. Okay. So yeah, a discourse is something that's like something to throw somebody off, or an obstacle, or purposely something done in order to cause some kind of confusion or some kind of trickery. Okay. All right. Hold on. All right, y'all. I gotta hurry up because they're coming out. I feel like I'm doing something illegal. Okay, hold on. Okay, so let's see. Began and said, now I really understand that God is receptor of persons. Okay, let's see where we were. Preaching peace. Okay, we already did that part. Yeah. So again, the devil is looking to see who they can devour in a sense. Okay. So for God was with him, and we were witnesses of all that he did in the country of the Jews and in Jerusalem, and yet they killed him, hanging him on a tree. So again, this is making me think about the hangman. This is making me think about somebody with a light that's so bright that, again, you can't cause it to do nothing but sit there. You know, it's also you know what? It makes me think of keeping somebody in a pent up or locked up energy, right? A ciphering energy, because when you drain something, oh, I was watching something had some shit to do with that too. Okay, so symbolically, parable, allegorically, right? So again, somebody hanging upside down with all of this energy or all of this something, but instead of putting them on a platform or something to be able to do what they're doing, they're just draining the essence or draining the energy and keeping it as a secret weapon, possibly, right? And again, not treating it fairly. It's almost like, again, I don't know, I ain't seen Squid Games or nothing, but it's making me think about like a Uyghur energy, or just like even some kind of slave camp or something. I mean, straight up, that's what probably this was just talking about in the other portion here. We can't like forget about the so-called conspiracies allegedly. You know, matter of fact, something came up in my feed the other day, and I was surprised to see it in the past couple of days, of somebody talking about some camps. Remember these camps that people were saying that they were going to be doing this and that with. So again, this is just alleged. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So again, killed him. This could just be even just cutting somebody off, cutting off their family line, cutting off their bloodline, cutting off their heraldry. Again, so somebody else can assume the identity and the role of a certain gifted, anointed one. Period. It seemed as though they threw another Jesus in the mix, and that's the one that, it's just, this is what I'm saying. This is what I sense here. This is some kind of, we're talking about identity here, period. Okay. Again, hanging him on a tree, keeping somebody hanged, right? Because we know, but even when it comes to Yeshua energy, or even Jerusalem, which is now Cortland, Virginia, you know what I'm saying? When we're talking about hanging somebody from a tree, that kind of is like Nat Turner energy. Also, you know, yeah, this make me think about somebody leaving somebody out on a limb, or leaving somebody hanging, or even left out in the cold kind of energy. I think that's the maybe 5 of Pentacles or something like that. I can't remember. But God raised him up on the third day and caused him to be plainly seen, not by all people, but by witnesses designed beforehand by God. This is by us who ate and drank with him after he had risen from the dead. Okay. So again, kind of like being in the basement or a lower level, or the Sheol, right? People that used to chill with somebody around that time. So this could be energy, spirits, ancestors, guides, angels, you know, different kind of things, different movements, senses, sensations in the room, you know, climate change in the, you know, in the atmosphere and things like this. This could be, again, what this energy is. Okay. After rising from the dead, again, I don't know, 42 is standing out to me for some reason. Who knows? And he charged us to preach to the people and to testify that it is who has been appointed by God to be judge of the living and the dead. So the heavens and the earth. Okay, possibly right here. And the animals, anything in between, possibly, right? Okay. So to him or her, all the prophets bear witness that through his name, all who believe in him may receive forgiveness of sins. Okay. So again, this is making me think about some kind of father and son kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, possibly show my son some respect or something like that, or my daughter, or whatever it would be. Okay. So it says the baptism. While Peter was still speaking these words, again, this could be talking about also a higher source, or again, I do sense a masculine energy here. But possibly a feminine energy. So it might just be the Jesus Christ energy together, because together that is the energy that I think that, again, is supposed to be that cleanses the world. Okay. And I think that's why the fight has been so hard between this connection between this masculine and feminine. Okay. All right. So when Peter was still speaking these words, the Holy Spirit came upon him who were listening to his message, and the faithful of the circumcision. This is somebody that could just be cut off with a sword, or again, some other kind of circumcision, who had come with Peter, were amazed, because on the Gentiles also the grace of the Holy Spirit had been poured forth. For they heard them speaking in tongues. So again, these tongues could be like in a different type of language, or somebody speaking a different rhythm, or again, speaking differently than they normally do. It doesn't have to be like what you heard in Sunday school, you know what I'm saying, in Sunday on church. This is talking about like a confused, like Babylon energy here, or speaking in a different tune, okay? And magnifying God, okay? And lifting up God, okay? Then Peter answered, can anyone refuse the water to baptize these, seeing that they have received... Okay, I have to go. They have received the Holy Spirit just as we did, and he ordered them to be baptized in the name of Yeshua Christ. Then they besought him to stay on there a few days. Okay, so again, that's it. I'll be back.